Hello and welcome to Little Kid Insight, an educational group because where we dive into the key concept of issues that impacted the early childhood, specifically in the curriculum and development. So one thoughtful topic at a time. Should we please the camera for our faculty presenter as well?
So I'm Grace.
It's Meriki.
Hi, I'm Yunya. Hello, everyone.
Ayo, it's Corina.
Hello, and I'm Mariana, and today we're talking about something small in scripture, but the impact is very big, okay? Which is individual meets with children in classroom or curriculum, okay? So, fellow audience, why is it crucial for compulsory for curriculum to have this method of teaching? Why individual is very important for children? Do you guys have any idea why?
No.
Right. So, without further ado, let's just try to do this definition that I'm going to bring about, which is this topic, a particular topic. Basically, it's the identification of an individual needs followed by help of needless, we are saying in professional way, which is assessment of how severe those needs are. So, it's an understanding of barriers faced by the individual and type of activities required to support them towards the into engagement, which is why it's very crucial in curriculum itself. So this helps give an indication of differences type of occupation they may be more attuned, or in other words, we can say it's suited for them. Also, study found that in development, there was two main traits that compulsory to focus on, whereby essentially interest and disabilities is still very important. The reason why is to emphasize interest in child is to verify activities based on child emotional response.
Great. Can you explain more what do you mean by academic motivation and self-esteem?
Great question actually regarding on the thing that you asked is to help children feel valued as individuals are the main point. Basically in my topic is to increase engagement as they are more likely to activate involved. So for example like in preschool, they actually during those days they don't provide any arithmetic activities, right? Like counting, which is very difficult for them, and they also provide positive learning environment which can be adjusted to better of Chinese.
Yeah, and just to add on that, I think inclusions and cultural responsiveness are also important, especially in earlier settings. So when we respect or appreciate each other's differences, the children will feel more safe, valued, and confident with themselves. So besides that, and it also can reduce the cases like bullying in the school.
So Ricky, I want to know that how it can reduce the bullying.
So when the child will start to learn how to appreciate their friends or their peers' differences at the schools from the early age, so they will start to harmony with their friends in the school. So they will make good time with each other without difficulty. So before that, I want to ask you like, have you guys ever heard about the Cahaya Surya Bakti or Rohingya Community School?
No, I haven't. It's my first time. You are very small.
Yeah. So I will explain it to you guys. It is one of the community learning centers that in Malaysia that support Rohingya refugee children. So even though the centers are lack of funding or space, the teachers still make an effort to teach the children by speak the children from language and sing songs from their culture. So and that's really help the children to feel more like at home even though they are far from it. And we can bring all these practices to the preschool settings by reading multicultural storybooks or greeting the kids with their own language and celebrating the cultural events like Hari Raya, Deepavali or Chinese New Year in schools. So when the children see their culture are being valued, it can build a strong sense of belonging in themselves.
But did you also know that teaching strategies and planning in curriculum is also important? And one of them is embrace play-based learning. we all know that children love to play around, right? So every school always prepare designated areas for different types of play and provide open-minded materials that spark their imagination. For example, like storytelling and music. Did you know that there's also part of play-based learning? See? And then of course, the next one is incorporate movement and sensory experiences. Most curriculums, yes, curriculums are done in indoors, even though we all know that curriculums are supposed to be in outdoors. So educators are encouraged to do activities outside of the school so that children need to move around and get their bodies moving. Educators have to plan ahead an outdoor activity that involves gross motor skills and sensory exploration.
Wait, so why is it crucial to add those two components?
It's crucial because compared to children and adults, children are very active. So that's why every curriculum have to be done outdoors rather than indoors.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is provide opportunities for children. We have, as educators and also as parents and sisters of any part, we have to allow children to be independent, make their own choices, and because in that way they can engage their own independence and ownership as well. And the last one is differentiate instruction. These children learn at a different pace and ways unlike us teenagers and adults. We might catch up fast, but they have to take it slowly and have to process it. Then they're still in their development skills, now. Okay? And so educators should provide support and challenges tailored to individual needs. So does anyone want to add on?
Well, actually, I have one idea that is very interesting for curriculum. That is emerging trends, where they provide digital learning, they provide technology in school. There is one school in Malaysia, Sedidek per school. They provide 435 tablets.
The school is rich.
Isn't that rich?
You mean like the Philippines?
Oh yeah, they provide tablets. Then the child learn and study with tablets.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
But in my days, they don't have tablets.
Yeah, I wish I was 6 years old at this time. They really do apply digital learning, digital tools, digital method, and those materials. Yeah.
So may I know if there are any impacts from this initiative?
Oh, of course. You know, there is both positive and negative effects to digital learning because they provide tablets and digital technology materials such as, positive, that the children learn in very fun way, and that's give motivation for the children to learn every day. And then for the negative effects, that the children less socialize with their peers, and that is very bad.
Is it screen time?
Yeah, very screen time, and there is some children that going through speech delay situation because they have so much time with phones and tablets.
Because I can see by my brother actually addicted to phone.
Yeah,
Actually,
right.
play with phone.
Yeah,
That's
and
one.
too addicted with phone, and then they less socializing, having friends with others.
Because they're in the virtual world, not the real one.
And there's also one school, primary school. They also provide digital learning in the school. They use Teams apps to communicate with the student, and they also apply these emerging trends, new idea in bringing the student to have interest in school. They use child-centered learning, where the teachers just giving speech and just telling them what to do, and they're doing
Straight up do it.
yeah, they straight up doing it, so that the children experience themselves what is going on, so they experience what they have to work on. For an example, in science class, the teacher just giving something like instruction. Giving instruction in the front, and the children at the back they just make all the experiments themselves, so that the child will having fun doing the experiment themselves and experience all the experiment themselves, so that in the future they will have interest in laboratory work.
What's like this age?
Yes, there's no doubt that emerging trends are shaping the future of early child education. But behind the success lies an essential need, which is modern infrastructure and resources. But the big question is, does all school have modern infrastructure or resources?
No, right?
No, no problem.
So let's dive in and learn more about the challenges of resources and infrastructure in preschools. So I have done my research, but due to time constraint, I'll only be expanding on two important challenges, with the first one being lack of technology. So according to a study done in 2024 by Muhammad, the rural schools in Sabah face big issues when it comes to technology,
Like what kind of issues, please?
such as unstable internet or like poor functioning devices such as computers. So this actually can cause children in rural areas to be left behind in modern education. But this is also due to the difference between the socio-economic difference in between the urban areas and rural areas. Yeah. So for the second challenge that I want to elaborate more is about the limited educators in preschools, and on top of that, most of them are not qualified. So the second challenge that I want to elaborate more is the limited educators in preschools, and on top of that, most of them are not qualified.
So, how does this impact the children's learning?
So this actually give quite a negative impact, because the future of pre-learners might be disturbed, and because teachers might not be able to meet to the learning needs of each child. So according to another study done in 2024, so hiring qualified preschool teachers in private early childhood centers comes at a high cost. So this might contribute to the reason why there are a shortage of qualified teachers in preschools. So let me share you also with some of the government initiatives done to improve the resources and infrastructure. So first of all, according to the Star News in 30th December 2024, the Rural and Regional Development Ministry has allocated 40 million ringgit
40 million.
Yes.
Impressive.
to update kindergartens and also childcare centers. And besides that, by 2020, the government has mandated that all preschool teachers must have at least a diploma in early childhood education. So this is a good turn, so that more qualified teachers can come to give more effective teaching or learning experience to the children in preschools. So that's all from me. And Grace, would you like to add on to other issues?
Yeah, sure. You guys also know that not only what you guys know about, families and community also play a big role in early childhood education. So, like when families are really involved in that, kids tend to develop a stronger language skills. They feel more confidence and they're generally more ready for school. But it's not just about academics. Those close connections help children understand they are part of something bigger than just themselves.
So, is there any learning value that they learn?
Well, that's a good question. And there's three, which is they learn about respect, a sense of belonging, and also a responsibility from an early. And there is a community that includes educators, local group, and even the neighbors. They bring in a real world experience that makes learning more meaningful and fun for the kids. So, as we reflect on today's topics, it's clear that involving families and communities support not just by learning, but also children's social and emotional growth. So, as we reflect on today's topic, it's clear that involving families and communities support not just by learning, but also children's social and emotional growth. With that, we have reached the end of our podcast about co-curriculum in early childhood. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you to my amazing team for their dedication and also teamwork. We hope our insight has been helpful. Until next time, thank you and keep nurturing in your minds. Bye. Bye. Bye.